Where is the excitement of writing a novel? You know, when hearts are mended, as I said, I feel like a spider. I feel like a spider that's trying to climb a wall.
But there is a good news. The BJP-led administration is building libraries in Gadchiroli, Maharashtra. They are going with the policy of one village, one library. They are giving surrendered Maoists a chance to rewrite future in Gadchiroli.
Where is hope in Modi's India? The police, the CRPF and SRPF officers, the personnel and local residents join hands to contribute labor and funds to construct libraries. 72 libraries in just Gadchiroli in the name of community participation. I hold my cup of morning tea and read that someone has surrendered in Chhattisgarh, someone has surrendered in Maharashtra. Can you imagine the impact it will have on the workings of the establishment, where people falling under the police jurisdiction attending the inauguration of a library that's newly built?
It has been long since you wrote fiction. What is the reason?
It is becoming increasingly difficult to live in India. I have been unable to build poetry or put thought to my work, to my writing work. I feel like a spider trying to climb a wall that's saffron in color, like a horse that's trying to gallop, or like a dolphin that's trying to swim. And each strand of words is dependent on gravity controlled by Modi.
Your flowers are saffron. You mentioned Modi. Could you tell us more?
Every day I hold my cup of morning tea and read that someone has surrendered in Chhattisgarh, someone has surrendered in Maharashtra, and you know how it works. Modi ji is giving health cards to some, he's giving health care to some, he's giving health access to some, access to hospitals, and ration to some, and jobs to some, employment and access to governance, school bags and education to some. It is all a political game.
Why is the government providing people help and opportunity to come to the mainstream a problem?
I got news from somewhere in Madhya Pradesh, and Modi was talking about the government's work against sickle cell anemia in Adivasis. One person trying to control how people want to live, and it is like Modi, trying to snap people from situations that they never had an escape from, for decades, and they were trying to escape from those things. And I'm just trying to think of how this is symbolizing a new chapter in how they want social divisions to reduce, and that is divisive. That's divisive. If you notice, the BJP is trying to stay in power for more than one term. They are in the third term, and Modi is trying to reconstruct a Rashtra. It is like, it is like a huge elephant spreading itself on a coconut tree which is owned by 4 people, 2 politicians and 2 industrialists from a state. They want to own everything under the Hindu right-wing government. It's not enough. They now want to run a corridor from somewhere in Maharashtra to somewhere in Chhattisgarh, imagine the improvement it will bring to the region that violence had a control on for decades, had a hold on for years.
But there is a good news. The BJP-led administration is building libraries in Gadchiroli, Maharashtra. They are going with the policy of one village, one library. They are giving surrendered Maoists a chance to rewrite future in Gadchiroli.
Where is hope in Modi's India? Where is hope in Modi-ruled India, where he's trying to be the Raja? You know, if the police, the CRPF and SRPF officers, the personnel and local residents join hands to contribute labor and funds to construct libraries, 72 libraries in just Gadchiroli in the name of community participation. Can you imagine the impact it will have on the workings of the establishment, where people falling under the police jurisdiction attending the inauguration of a library that's newly built.
So how does it affect you?
Now what they are trying to do is that they're fostering a leaning in people's mind towards better life, towards peace, facilities, benefits, health, literacy, towards stability, particularly in parts of Maharashtra, you know, where they're trying to dismantle the decades-old Maoist hold, and it is a continuous conflict between people who trying to dismantle governance and governance that's trying to dismantle those who dismantle governance. So it is a continuous political conflict that's taking place in the bosom of the forests.
But the government ensuring the well-being of these people should make you happy as an activist, right?
How will we tell stories of people, you know, gripped by foreign ideologies, leading an uncertain life on the promise of a revolution that has been on for so many decades, in the deepest bosom of forests? If this guided inclusion of surrendered Maoists who are trying to leave the past behind and want to join the mainstream, and their mainstreaming, you know, in the society continues. I'm wondering how to write by looking away at this situation where Amit Shah and the foot soldiers of Modi ji and the right-wing government continues to dismantle the decades-old Maoist movement in India by replacing bombs and weapons with books, with life, with health, with skills and jobs and anything and everything better that people in the forests could get.
This is all so confusing. I'm trying to understand, how do you feel about it?
Good question. Imagine the situation where I cannot talk about violence because there is no violence or reducing violence. You know, now you have these people trying to collaborate to educate the illiterate Maoists who have surrendered. I'm creatively clueless about how to weave literature when the government is determined to not keep these people unemployed. It's like that. जो हाथ हथियार पकड़ते थे वो अब you know, they will be flipping pages of books. For me, it is more and more difficult to sit, to write, to think about literature looking away from this profound shift. It is a shift where people deep in the remote areas of Chhattisgarh or Maharashtra are making the shift from ownership of weapons and bombs and guns to ownership of books and community ownership led by students from these forests, and they are becoming from custodians of violence and bombs and guns to custodians of books and newly opened libraries. Can you imagine reading books in areas with police presence where people are safer than they used to be? In the media, they are calling this shift in the lives of former Maoists a remarkable transformation. They are not leaving any room for dialogue, you know. I recently heard that the administration in Chhattisgarh is very clear. They are saying मुख्य धारा में आने का एकमात्र रास्ता आत्मसमर्पण है. Can you imagine what that means? It is so easy to come back to the mainstream now. The administration is not leaving any room for dialogue. I recently got news that the Hindu government has, given this entire project in Gadchiroli in Maharashtra a name, and that name is Project Sanjeevani. See how they are confusing the Hindu Rashtra with the nation and state by giving access to surrendered Maoists to better life, many of whom are illiterates and school dropouts thanks to revolution, to now classes organized by the government where they'll be able to read together, they'll be able to explore new things together. People who were once bearer of weapons will now be embracing books. Former insurgents are being equipped with knowledge and skills under the name Project Sanjeevani. I have no means to process that people will be returning to their own community, their own society, to the policies, administration, governance that belong to them, that they deserve. Imagine how this plays out. Tomorrow, these people get access to government schemes. The government is now the Modi government is trying to make them ready for literacy tests required for skill development. It is all a political game to hamper individuality. Where is the excitement of writing a novel? When hearts are mended, as I said, I feel like a spider. I feel like a spider that's trying to climb a wall that's saffron in color.